not funny.
Colin.
It's going rogue left and right, man.
And Mike, the Ape Man.
Oh my goodness gracious.
PTR Radio.
You ready to kick ass?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Hope everybody's enjoying the holiday weekend. You know, it's always nice to have a good 3-day weekend behind us. You know?
Oh, you're in a woke state that had a 3-day weekend?
Yeah, I was surprised. I saw an article today that only 19 states recognize today's federal holiday.
Yeah, I'm shocked. It's I guarantee. Well, state offices were closed here today, but there's odds on. There's a pool on how long it's going to take before they announce that this is going to be a holiday next year, paid holiday.
Yeah, so
it's a federal holiday. I'm not sure if it was a bank holiday.
It was a bank holiday. My daughter was off. She works at a bank, and so was my oldest grandson. He now works at the bank too, and they were both happy.
Was it a national bank holiday? That's the question.
Well, they're a credit union, so they don't just give them days off for the hell of it. You know, like a bank, but different. That's what they say. You know, but they were happy about that.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, Wall Street was closed today. So, yep.
I can tell you, UPS does not deliver today. Regular delivery for UPS didn't happen today, or FedEx. But luckily, UPS drop-off was still available, so you could drop off your packages at certain UPS stores. I only know that because I had to take an Amazon return, so that was good.
Oh, you didn't just take it to Kohl's?
Delivering.
I didn't just what?
You didn't just take it to Kohl's?
No. I needed to take it to Amazon's gotten really weird. It's like every other return, I have to take it to like a different place. It's like, okay, this one needs to go to USPS. This one needs to go to UPS store. This one needs to just go to Kohl's. This one's it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. They're going to send you a different place every single time. It's like It's like guess which one you're going to go to now. And
it depends on what the actual merchandise is. Kohl's is not taking certain types of items. I know around here, like Kim had a couple of returns that actually had like batteries in them, or like electronics or something, and Kohl's would not take them back.
This was
so
3
she
shirts.
had to take it to a UPS store.
This was just 3 shirts. It was really weird. I'm like, okay, this isn't.
And Kohl's they couldn't take it to Kohl's. Wow.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. That wasn't the option that they gave me. They said, nope, you're going to throw this in a box. You're going to put this sticker on it, and we're going to UPS it. I'm like, I don't care. You take it back.
Yeah, my sister was returning a chair. That somewhat makes sense. You can't return a office chair to Kohl's. They have to come pick it up. But the reason why she was returning it was stupid. I just wanted to talk to Amazon and go, why? The reason she returned the chair is because the price went down on the chair. So instead of giving them the difference, they had to return the entire chair at Amazon's expense and get a different chair.
Well,
same chair. I mean, they're just wasting.
Was it?
How much shipping?
Was it sold by Amazon, or was it a third party?
Yeah, it was sold by Amazon.
Through Amazon.
Yeah, as far as I know, it was sold. I mean, either way, you just look at it going. I mean, it was a steel case chair, so it's not like it goes into a smaller box where you take it apart. Those things are shipped already put together, so that's a big box to pay a lot of money for. Oh, well. They had both chairs for a while, so they took both chairs out and make sure which one they wanted and which one they wanted to send back. So at least this one squeaks slightly more than that one does, so it's the one we send back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. I've had to ship several things back lately. So I sent a purse back. I sent a science kit back, sent some shirts back. So,
Last pair of shirts that I went to return, they said, okay, we refunded you. You don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, they did that one time for me.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So, speaking of, I actually have a story. So, 2 weekends ago, I think it was, Walmart Plus had a special weekend sale going on. So, I was just looking through it to see if there was anything I wanted. So, I got some shirts, and I got myself a new scale to measure my weight with because it was on sale and some other stuff. But I was going through there. They had Stranger Things pizza. They had a 4-pack of frozen pizza. And I didn't really need Stranger Things pizza, but I went ahead and bought it because I was more curious than anything of exactly what would happen buying frozen pizza from the Walmart Plus sale. I think I paid $23 or something like that for 4 frozen pizzas. I was like, well, maybe they'll just be delivered by the local Walmart like they would have groceries, and that'd be kind of lame, but, oh well, we'll see what happens. What happens is they shipped the frozen pizzas from Oklahoma, and 3 days later they arrived UPS. They were in a styrofoam cooler with 2 bags of dry ice on top of it, so they're still frosty cold. But I'm just looking at this going, again, who at Walmart thought this was a good idea? Because they must have paid a lot more in shipping that to me than they actually got from me. So anyway,
maybe the same people at Walmart that thought that Juneteenth ice cream was a good idea.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
It's just, my sister-in-law signed up for that $35 Walmart Plus plan, where you can have groceries delivered to you at home.
Yeah, that's what that was a sale specifically for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that.
So, and my wife's like, well, do we need to sign up for that? And I'm like, well, let's see here.
No.
Right now, we get free, pickup. We don't have to pay any fee, and we pick it up because, you only have to pay if your order is less than $35. And I can't remember the last time we went to Walmart and bought less than $35 worth of stuff, even if we said we were just going in for a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk. We never walk out for less than $35. It's just the way that it is.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, no, we don't need that. Plus, you really don't want them just dropping everything off at the door, I don't think. It's just a lot. She goes, well, as long as you're home to help me unload the, 18 6-packs of soda that you order every time, then it's okay. Because, that's what we get. So yeah. I usually have, six packs of Pepsi, 18 6-packs of Diet Mountain Dew, 2 cases of water. Okay, now all the groceries that we need to order. Okay, that takes care of that.
It is a complete waste of money. I have it because I had a specific need for it. I can't remember what it was, but there was some specific thing. I think maybe it was around Christmas that you had to have Walmart Plus to get into the correct queue to buy something. I forget what it was. Anyway, I have it at the moment. I'm definitely not going to be renewing it. But I am using it while I can since I have it.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There was just no reason.
Oh, no, there is no reason. Do not get it. It's stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, there's just nothing that we need for that. So.
In fact, I think the thing I bought it for in the first place turned out not to work out, so I basically have it for no reason. But, oh well. Such is life.
So, but, I mean, it's, it is what it is. I just realized I misspelled our stream title. It was supposed to be...
I was looking at it, I was like, Muscle.
Yeah, it's supposed to be more
Musk.
It's supposed to be more Musk. But,
more muscles in my... Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, but yeah. And the reason why it's more Musk is, jumping into one of our first topics tonight is, Elon Musk is in the news again, and it's, it's. We talked about on the last show how we'd gone from, hey, maybe he's not, the guy that we thought he was, after he said, okay, everybody needs to come back into the office all the time, to now he's just blatantly ripping off ideas from the show. I mean, it's
essentially.
It's just, listen, we know that you've got, your internet, feelers out there, and you're just, they straight up said Twitter was just giving him a dump of everything that was happening, so it's obvious that he's just stealing all the good ideas that are being discussed on Twitter. But, to go through our show archives and steal past ideas just seems a bit much. But yeah, so, now he goes and he claims one of our famous lines, which is that Idiocracy has gone from being a comedy to being a documentary. And again, and I'm not going to say that we are the only ones that have said that, but we definitely are the most prolific ones that have said that, we'll say.
Well, here's the difference. We say it half jokingly.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it now because, well, these are the same people that think 3,000 cows suddenly dying in one field overnight is a government conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
And or aliens.
Yeah.
I would accept aliens.
But
I also know that no alien, if they are intelligent life, would be coming to this planet now and making their presence known. Any aliens coming to this planet now would take one look and be like, yep, we missed the window of opportunity, we're out.
Yeah. And we all know that it's really an alien conspiracy. That's what it is. It's an alien government conspiracy.
Of course it is. That's why Tom Cruise's movie was #1 at the box office again.
Yeah.
Aliens. He's waiting for the mothership. With Obama and the unicorns on the hill. Remember?
Yep.
You remember?
I remember. So, but yeah.
Yeah. So Musk was saying that that a lot of his friends are giving the exact reasons for not having kids as the reasons given in the opening scene of Idiocracy. Now, for those who have never seen this movie, first of all, go watch it. Second of all, The whole theory is the smart people do not want to have kids because they're either too busy with their career or it's not the right time in their life. And what winds up happening is Billy Bob and his cousin Janie have 19 kids to make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually what happens is the entire intelligence level of the entire planet is brought down to a level of idiocracy.
Yeah, it's the
Keep
whole
in
thing
mind,
of...
this was written by the same guy that did Beavis and Butthead, which, by the way, they have another movie coming out now, and I think I'm dumber just for watching the trailer for it, but that's neither here nor there.
Idiocracy was, since we have no natural predators, rather than it going to the strongest and the smartest, it's just going to the most prolific, reproducers, which are, oftentimes the, hey, hold my beer,
Yes.
So that's just the way that it goes. So, but anyway, it's just, we talked about that for a long, long time. So I don't think there's anything new about it at all.
Yep.
But
it's funny because the news that came out today is that Elon Musk actually lost one of his kids today.
He lost one.
Yeah, one of the oldest ones decided to changed their name because they no longer want to be associated with him.
Wow.
It's just interesting, coming together, us talking about him, talking about that, and him actually being disowned by one of his own kids today. It's just kind of, it's like, interesting.
And just after Father's Day.
Which child was it? That's the question.
It's one of the twins from his first wife.
Okay. His son, Xavier Alexander Musk. Okay, that's why. He wants to change his name to Q.
Actually,
It's got nothing to do with not wanting to be associated with Musk. It's like, hey, you gave this other child this name that is a part of the quadratic equation. I want to be that cool.
Yes, the new name is Vivian Jenna Wilson.
From Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is this one of those things that I'm supposed to try to understand about the non-gender
just ignore it. Just know that
and...
Xavier Musk's name is changed to Vivian Jenna Wilson.
Okay.
Oh. So, anyway,
yeah, I'm getting less and less tolerant for the whole gender thing, and apparently I'm not the only one, because there was a decision made by the International Swimming Federation. I don't know exactly what they're called, but basically saying that transgender athletes can no longer compete if they transition genders after the age of puberty, which I think provides some leeway here to the problem that I don't think we've ever touched on before, using a specific age point. And granted, I don't know if there's any specific age associated with going through puberty, but it does shine some light onto part of the discussion that we have talked about, that if you develop and go through all of those changes as a male, go through puberty as a male, your body develops differently than a female would, and transitioning after the fact does present some kind of physical advantage in some sports. So I think that it's still a controversial stance, but I think it's headed in the right direction.
Yeah,
well, it depends on the state.
I don't know that we want to say that we're Mike. I don't think you want to say that you're less tolerant of it. I don't think that's the right word. I don't think maybe that's a wording you were looking for. Because tolerance is one thing. I mean, because we're tolerant of everybody, right? I mean, I think overwhelmingly we say, hey, listen, whatever you do is your thing, and as long as it doesn't affect me, it's no big deal, right?
Okay, so let me clarify it, because tolerant is kind of the word I was looking for, but I want to clarify the stance here. I'm tired of that being used, of gender or gender identity being used as an excuse for being against something, or it's almost like a new form of racism where, when in doubt, play this card.
Right. And
I'm not saying that applies to everyone, but it seems like the media especially wants to focus on this when sometimes the parties involved don't even want to, they're not even focusing on it.
Right. I just didn't want to, I hated to rebut you there, but I didn't want you to come off to anybody meaning like you were against anyone. Because you're definitely not.
That's fair, and folks will soundbite and clip it however they want, same way they do with real celebrities.
Yeah.
So,
you're
real celebrities. What do you mean? What do you mean, Mike? We are real celebrities. I mean, come on now. We're on the internet. Everybody on the internet's a celebrity. I mean, come on. We've got fans. I mean, we've got that whole intro that Colin's the man. We've got somebody saying Colin's the man. He used to listen to everybody. Now he just listens to Colin while he's mowing the lawn.
Well.
You know, I wish we all had people that listened to us while they were mowing the lawn.
Yes.
You know, but anyway, but I'll tell you what we need to be big. And actually, my wife was. We were watching. I think we were watching church online yesterday, and then it got over, and because we're logged in as me, it went to Linus from Linus Tech Tips afterwards. And of course, he started this video off yelling and screaming about something, as most of his videos start doing. And she goes, "What the heck's up with why do you got all these people on?" And I'm like, "Well, he's a tech YouTuber guy, so I follow him." And she's like, "Really? People watch him?" And I'm like, yeah. And then I go to tell her, I'm like, "Well, he now owns like 4, large business buildings, and he just moved into this giant new house, and they're updating it." And she's like, "Well, where does he get all his money for all that stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, YouTube and all these other things." And she goes, "Aren't you on the YouTube?" She goes, "Aren't you on the YouTube? Why don't we have, where's all the money that we're supposed to have from the YouTube?" And I'm like, I don't know. We're on the YouTube. All 3 of us are on the YouTube. I don't know why we don't have the money. We've been waiting. I mean, we put the phone number up there. They could call us and say, "Hey, where do we mail the YouTube check to?"
I would be satisfied if we got sponsored where they sent us stuff to use, like promote. I want to be a brand ambassador. And I'm not talking about ski because I can't get ski around here.
Yeah.
How can I be a brand ambassador for something that people around me can't go buy?
And at our age, I'd be happy if they say digestive gummies. PTR Radio endorses digestive gummies to help your tummy when you need to go. That would be our, if you want to help, if you want to help, if you want the right audience, I mean, hell, Alex Jones promotes, glider chairs that go up and down stairwells, and, we'll do those. We just got to, that's our demographic, maybe. I don't know. I mean, what
all
is our
we're saying
demographic?
is, when we publish to YouTube, we want to be able to click that checkbox that says that it was sponsored by somebody.
Yeah. So if you have a product that you want hawked, all right, if you got a man grate, or if you got a gold covered rose, or if you got there's a whole man grate thing. It's if you look at it, man grate. If you just look up man grate, it's a barbecue cast iron grill accessory.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right, that's not where I thought it would wind up going, but okay.
No, it's a cast iron grate for your grill. So
That's something we could easily use during that translates to us. I'm thinking more tech stuff that, Asus ROG computers or MSI gaming.
Yes, they want people who pronounce it ROG instead of ROG. Yes, that's what they're looking for.
Fine. Okay, fine. MSI, the official broadcast machines of PTR Radio, something that relates to our show. You want to do barbecue.
I'm throwing stuff out there.
Obviously, from the looks of us, we enjoy barbecue.
Yeah.
But we're not going to turn away any kind of sponsorship opportunities if people come and knock him. But I think we're more likely that we'll be able to get some kind of tech sponsorship and endorse specific products that we use. Maybe GTD Audio would like to sponsor us and provide us with official sound equipment. I don't know.
You say that, but have you heard about all the advertisements for all these mattress companies on podcasts and everything else? Because those podcasts aren't about sleeping, but everybody's hawking either a purple mattress or a ghost bed or whatever.
Shaggy trying to get his bed paid for. He's trying to get reimbursed for his bed. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. I got it installed. I got it installed now.
I see you.
Hey, I told my wife, I'm like, we are just a slight rearrangement away from being a 1950s couple at this point. All right. Because did I show you guys the picture of the bed that we got?
Yeah, so that's what you got?
So this is what we got. So this is basically it. So it's 2 twin XLs, and they both have independent, things, platforms. So you can do the head up, you can do the feet up, you can do recliner position, all that kind of fun stuff. So basically, we each have our own bed. All right, and I said all we got to do is separate them, put an end table in between, and we're living like my grandparents did, with 2 separate beds.
Not putting up a GoFundMe.
Mama Blair wants us to do a little. It's not really insider trading, but she wants us to do some type of a Ponzi scheme scheme, or
I was going to say
some type of fraud.
That is. I was getting ready to look up the word embezzlement to make sure I'm using it right, because I am in more intelligent company.
Yes.
But that sure as shit seems like it's along those lines.
Yes.
Maybe we could put up a Kickstarter with an idea for a holographic podcast, knowing full well, and we'll just CGI a demo for it.
Yes.
And then, oops, we ran out of money because R&D was more expensive than we thought. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
And we'll walk away with $2 million.
We need a Kickstarter for a special button for Shaggy's new beds, so that they're separated with the table in the middle. When you push the button, and Barry White starts playing, and the table gets lifted up to the ceiling, and then the beds collide.
I tell you what, I was questionable about this bed, because I'm normally like, okay, a bed in a box. I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not.
Here we go.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. And it
My
is
first memory
They should
foam
put that in
mattress
their
was
marketing
in the box from
Shaggy
Costco.
from PTR.
so.
Yeah,
bed in a
Shaggy
box
from PTR says not too bad.
Bed in a box from Costco. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, that was then one of those ones that you had to just let unfold for half a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like, I want to say it was like $400 for a queen or queen size bed. And it lasted many, many years. But when it died in spectacular fashion. You'd sit on it and it would compress from like an 8-inch mattress down to about the size of a Dr. Scholl insert. So if you weren't comfortably in the middle, when you got into position and you laid there, you weren't moving. But you had to make sure you were in the middle of the bed, because if you were too close to the edge, you were going to fall out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my fear with the bed in the box thing, is that if it's that thin, and then it's supposed to open it up after I cut the bag, then how do I know it's not going to just go back that thin again as soon as I lay on it?
Well, see, and these actually have, these actually have springs in them. They're coiled springs in the middle.
They do not compress down. Here, let me see if I can give you an example here. See, now, my queen-size mattress from Costco came in a box about this big.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when you open it up, Colin's absolutely right. All that air, that's what happens. Now, if it was something where you could figure out, here we go, YouTube patent, people. It's a bed in the box, gets shipped to you this big. Once you open it up, you got to make sure you open it up upside down. Then what you got to do, you got to mist it with a little bit of water. The water activates the hardening agent for the foam core. So it provides the support that you need while reducing the shipping. Now, but make sure you use the special deionized filtered water, only available from PTRradio.com.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yeah.
Otherwise, your warranty is no longer valid.
Spring deionized water. Natural spring deionized water.
Yes. See?
Mm-hmm. With electrolytes.
Failure to do so will result in voiding of your warranty.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, so this, I mean, it like I said, it's not bad. I do like. I didn't think I was gonna like. I thought it was kind of like a kitschy marketing thing, having the adjustable bed. I'm like, okay, this is like this is like some some fad thing, but I actually do kind of like it to sit. It's actually kind of nice to be able to sit up and watch TV a little bit more comfortably. I don't have to pile a ton of pillows behind me and then slowly slip down into my bed, because they don't actually hold you up. So that is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, my adjustable bed, I have the head at a slight angle permanently because it's so helpful.
Yeah, no, Mike, this came in a box big enough to double as a coffin. So,
Okay.
That's how big the mattress box was, just on its own.
Yeah, well, as soon as you told me that it's actually got springs, yeah, well, you can only compress them so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
hybrid mattresses are definitely the way to go.
Yeah. But no, so it'll be interesting. So we'll see. But it's nice. We each got our same remote, but they're exactly the same. So I've already got to put a label on them because I don't want her, moving me in the middle of the night.
So I'm going to ask you guys a question, pretty much knowing the answer. Do you want to see me blow my stack tonight or no?
Oh, I don't know. What's the topic?
Well,
because maybe you won't be alone.
There's talk that a sequel to a movie might be coming out.
Is it the Beetlejuice movie?
It ain't the Beetlejuice movie because that one I'm still waiting on that one, and it's supposed to be happening, but I've only seen teaser posters yet. No, there's a musical. I just kind of spoiled it there. So Joker 2. There's rumors going around about this movie. They're going to make me literally start investing in propane and torches and pitchforks because there's no way in hell. They want to... Okay, so you want to cast Lady Gaga. She's already proven she can act in to an extent, right? I have a lot of respect for her. I think she's a great talent. But you're going to cast her in Joker 2 as Harley Quinn. And they're going to there's talk they're going to make this a musical. Do you really want to see... I will set this place on fire. The only way you can make me more angry about this whole concept is if you told me that they were going to make Harley Quinn and Joker British. That's the only way that would make me even more angry about this. Because it's you can't... No, don't take a musical. How are you going to follow up a movie where Joaquin Phoenix's Joker went on live TV and shot Robert De Niro? And that's kind of the climax of the movie. You don't follow that up with a musical, people.
That's the point.
No.
That's the point. That is not what you would expect.
No.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No. See, you talk about wanting to lose money. Joker is a DC property, right?
Yeah.
They're already in a world of hurt. They're going to sink money into a frickin' musical when they've already pretty much written off The Flash as a loss? No. They can't do this. This is just stupid. Yes, you want to bring Lady Gaga in and you want to play to her strengths, but have a musical number, not make the entire freaking thing a musical.
Okay. Here's where I agree and disagree with you both, okay? If they're saying they want to do full-on Broadway musical with dance numbers and stuff, no. But,
Well, here's where
I could see. I don't see any other way. I mean, the idea of doing a sequel to Joker in general sounds like a bad idea. Because
agreed.
If you just
100%
make more
agree.
of the same, it's going to be terrible. If you come up with something, and maybe they have some core idea here, I can see it. But I'm thinking of. Okay. I go back to the original Batman cartoon, 90s cartoon, not Batman with Adam West. They did a musical episode of that, and it was amazing. So I can see the roots of maybe come up with something. I am extremely skeptical that they can pull it off. And it probably will be exactly the trash that Mike is afraid of. But I'll give it a 5% chance of being good.
But you're a better man than me. I think you're going to alienate the core demographic that supports the DC universe, and you're going to
the core
demographic
that supports the DC universe doesn't like the Joker in the first place. I mean, that Joker movie was not what they wanted.
Well, okay,
the reason it was successful is because it was a good movie. It was not a great DC movie.
Yeah. All right, so Joaquin Phoenix was a much better Joker than Jared Leto.
Well, yeah.
Right? So, and I think that is why Joker...
This Kleenex has a much better shoe than Jared Leto.
Well, and that's not to say Jared Leto is not a good actor. I think he is.
No, that was just a terrible...
Actor.
That was just not the Joker, period.
His career is... this man's career is pretty much over. Stay away from the superhero genre after Morbius, because you're done, dude. You might as well just try to play like, I don't know, didn't they have like an X-Man named like Grub or something, or Worm, that his superpower was he shot 2 worms out of his chest? That was like his... That's who you're playing now, because you're done. But after that, you could have had a monkey wearing Joker's makeup, and the fans would have went to see it because they'd be like, well, it's better than Jared Leto, so maybe they redeem themselves. Doesn't hurt that Joaquin Phoenix is a good actor. He's a screwball.
All right. I just lost Mike. Did you lose Mike?
I lost Mike, too.
Yep.
I can hear you.
All right, good. I don't know why I lost Mike, but all of a sudden he just bloop, gone. Did your battery run out? Probably. But, yep, all of a sudden he just... No working. So, yeah, all of a sudden Mike just went mime. And,
That's okay.
So
I was in a call with someone last week, and their microphone went out on them in the middle of conversation. And when it first went out, it just stopped. It kept repeating the last word that they said. And then as time went by, it just every so often I'd hear the word like just softly in the background go again. I was just like,
Okay, I'm back.
There you are. Now you're back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I've taken to trying to use rechargeable batteries, and they don't give you any warning.
Nope.
So
they work or they
anyway.
don't.
Yeah. But you're kinder to the environment, Mike. So that's what.
Yeah,
matters.
Sure.
You know,
kinder to his pocketbook.
No, not particularly, because these damn batteries were like $35 for 4. And okay, now interactive. All right, so as I was saying, Joaquin Phoenix, great actor. He's a screwball. He's a great actor. I kind of feel like this is one of those situations where
he did really good in
passing.
Walk the Line.
Yeah. So yeah, and he can sing because that was his actual, you know. But here's the thing. It's almost like Gaga said jokingly in passing, or showed up at a Halloween party dressed as Harley Quinn, and somebody said, "Ooh, we could do this, and you could be in a musical." And that was the buzz of this particular party. And all of a sudden, Todd Phillips says, "A lot of people were talking about this. I'll bet you we could do it." Nobody was talking about it seriously, dude. Please don't. Please don't. Well, fix the rest of the DC universe, please.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Colin had an interesting idea to possibly save the Flash movie, which I think we have differing opinions on how this should move forward. just in general.
So I think we've talked, and we can talk a little bit about that. So we've talked before about how Ezra Miller, who is currently the Flash for DC's film universe, okay, has had issues. All right, he's not exactly the most mentally stable person out there. All right, he's accosted people in restaurants. He's then followed them back to their house, flashed weapons at people. Now he's suddenly embroiled in a legal issue where supposedly he was grooming a young woman, and not like doing her hair, but like, emotionally and physically grooming her to be a child bride type thing. And so there's reports out there that Warner Brothers is separating from him for future Flash projects. Now, other than the Justice League variation movies, we haven't. The Flash movie is the only one that has him in it as a lead character because they were just starting off with that story. And even when he was initially cast as that, there was a big outcry from the Flash fandom who said, wait a second, you've got a perfectly good Flash with a story already established in the CW Flash franchise. Everybody likes, Grant Gustin, and, would be perfectly happy with him taking that to the big screen. But the problem is that he's potentially ending his tenure as the Flash on the small screen. So, how does that work?
CWDC has kept that separated all along. With the Superman has two different screen and the Flash was arguably the largest one because Superman was a minor character at the time on TV.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, and then they brought him in at the end of the last Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
right?
As a cameo. Yep.
As a cameo. So there's been a whole lot of stuff going on with this, and the Flash movie is complete. They're done filming.
It's in post-edit. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the problem with Ezra Miller himself. Dude is on the run. There are arrest warrants issued for him. Dude is on the run, knowing he's being accused of grooming this girl, who, by the way, has come out on social media and said she is all doing this of her own volition. She is not being groomed, blah, blah, blah. He's posting up cryptic memes that are basically mocking the entire accusation while on the run.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my initial thought was Warner Brothers would be, if I was the public relations person or the person responsible for marketing this movie and promoting this movie, I would be downing a fifth of gin every night dealing with this. How do you promote a movie when the lead character, the actor, has all of this following him, all of this negative publicity? He ain't going to be doing any press junkets for it. You know this. Nor do you want him to.
Yeah.
Because then they'll know where he's going to be, and he will be arrested as your multi-million-dollar investment is ready to premiere. The question, and Colin, you did have a very good idea for the ending, which I'm not going to spoil. I'll let you tell it.
Okay.
But I still think Warner Brothers would be smart to shelve this thing.
So
Just
there's
based
a lot
off
of
of the
things going back and
publicity.
forth. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, the thing is, it's really a decision for Discovery. And Discovery had nothing to do with the making of the movie in the first place. So that does leave them a lot of leeway just to say, we're going to take a charge for it. No one can complain about it to us because we didn't do it in the first place. And I saw... So this movie doesn't just have... It actually had... what's been leaked is like there's 3 different Flashes in this movie. And... what's his name? Michael Keaton is in it as Batman. Because this is... It's also another Infinite Universe thing. So what I said was, what they could do, they already have multiple Flashes in there. And I said, well, they could just end this up at the end of the episode and, some special effects thing, the Flash accidentally turned himself into the Flash from the TV series. It doesn't have to be the same character. It's just the same actor takes over. They've done very similar things in the past. That's one option. Or they pick one of the other 2 Flashes they have in the movie already. My favorite I saw somebody else do is like I saw one on Deadline, a commenter said, they should just take all the Michael Keaton footage, throw everything else away, and use that footage and make a Batman Beyond movie instead. And I'm like, well, I'm all there for a Batman Beyond movie. That would be amazing.
And here's another thought. I have this app on my phone that keeps trying to make me upgrade to Pro, where I can put my face onto any other movie.
Yes.
The technology exists. They de-aged Obi-Wan and Anakin in the last episode of Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. They can not well, but they did it. But they could easily just reface Ezra Miller in this movie and apply some kind of pitch modulation to make it a completely new character. Claim that the Flash, it's the first AI version of a movie character ever.
Yeah.
And it would only cost them like $10 for the app.
Well, and not only that, but especially when he's in the suit, it's extremely easy to do. Because you're not talking about that much of a change.
I don't understand. But seriously, I'm not kidding. I was thinking about the PR people, that whole team. They're sweating bullets every time like a Google alert comes out and says Ezra Miller has just posted to Instagram. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's just it's nuts. I mean,
and I'll tell you something.
Him and Randy Quaid,
when they talked about grooming, right? Said how he was grooming. So semi-related story. We designed we did the graphic files for our friend's pet groomer. He put up a billboard, which Shaggy and I talked about a little bit, right? And the billboard says, "Get your pet groomed by the best." When he told us originally he wanted to say, "Get groomed by the best," I looked at Kim and I said, "Absolutely not. We are changing the wording on this because somebody will look at that and say they're gonna go to this other kind of grooming."
Yeah.
And that's not going to be that will not bode well.
Yes.
Yeah, good call.
And that was before the whole Ezra Miller thing came out, but that apparently was that's been a political thing lately. I'm thinking about retiring from Twitter, by the way. Has nothing to do with Elon Musk, but I'm getting so sick of all the political stuff, and I'm tired of celebrities trending, and I have to click on their name to see whether they have died or not, and only to get sucked into an entire other political or some kind of pseudo-political wormhole. I got sucked into Tim Allen today. I was like, oh no, Tim Allen died. Oh no, it's everyone. Apparently some political analyst tweeted about the woke Lightyear movie and, oh God.
I saw Lightyear.
Why do I?
And I would just say, Well, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. It would have been absolutely terrible with Tim Allen doing the voice of Light. Because there's just not the right voice for the character that's in that movie. I'm not sure why everybody decided to get on their high horse about it.
Well, sometimes you got to find a horse. So,
quick reference is just a real quick question: is History Channel part of the same umbrella as ABC and Disney?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I can't remember if History Channel. Let's see. It is somewhat connected. So History is owned by A&E, and that is a joint venture between Hearst Communications and eventually Disney.
Okay. Because my whole point was, all right. Because apparently Tim Allen and Richard Karn are reuniting for a series on History Channel that is inspired by Tool Time. It's going to be devoted to the history of tools.
Uh-huh.
Because my point was, y'all are getting up in arms about Lightyear, but where were you when Last Man Standing got canceled from ABC?
Yeah, and they're also doing a Santa Claus miniseries with Tim Allen. So there's nothing wrong between Disney and Tim Allen. They're actually making new stuff together. And so it has nothing to do with why the voice was recast. But, you have same-sex marriage in that movie, so, you have to find something to yell about, I guess. Without having to yell about that.
My point is, not everything was political, but okay. If you want to look, somebody's going to get political on me because I'm drinking a a drink inspired by Finland. I'm not drinking Budweiser, which is from America. America.
Well,
damn,
I don't
commie. All right, so Mike, you posted an article that obviously holds something deep in your heart to the white sheet. I know this is going to affect you personally. Revlon is claiming Chapter 11 now. I mean, are you stocking up before they go out of business? Is that what this is about? Do we need to start looking around town for you and shipping it to you?
Because you're worth it. Isn't that the tagline? Yeah. Revlon? Because you're worth it?
I mean,
or something like that.
You are, Mike.
Listen,
you know that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with wanting to feel pretty.
No, you should. You should.
Revlon was a great value brand, but my whole point about this one, like we've heard about, there have been other businesses that have filed for bankruptcy during COVID.
Oh yeah.
But this one, to me, was one of the most recognizable. And I think it kind of targeted, like, I was actually expecting it sooner if I hadn't thought they were already in bankruptcy. Because what happened, when you're not going to the office or not going out, you don't get made up. They have filters for Zoom and all of these video calls that you're getting on, so you don't need actual makeup. You've got digital makeup. I'm not surprised that Revlon is filing for Chapter 11. I mean, Chapter 11 is restructuring, so the brand is not going anywhere. But what other companies maybe have we not heard about, or maybe are on the fringe of this? I think for some reason, I'm thinking that AMC was on the verge of bankruptcy during the pandemic because they couldn't, their theaters obviously couldn't operate. I'm wondering if there were any others that I'm forgetting about.
I mean, it's entirely possible.
Yeah.
But I mean, the good news for you, Mike, is you're right. There are filters for it. I just looked up from perfectcorp.com. There is a makeup filter app.
You better not put a filter on me while we're on this show.
Where you can download it. It looks like it's for iPhone primarily, but you can apply your foundation, blush, mascara, even lip gloss, to your photo. So you can make yourself beautiful without having to make yourself beautiful. You can even change your hair color.
I was looking to see if there's anybody else I know of that might be having problems. I mean, so Procter & Gamble seems to be doing extremely well. Thinking of Old Spice and, all that side of things, and they seem to have been weathering just fine. I don't know if there's any others out there. Apparently, there might be an Indian company that wants to buy Revlon, so their stock's been going back up. Who knows?
I don't know, Mike. We were just talking about your friend's business where you did a billboard for them. You and I have talked about billboards before, and the thought about, well, maybe we get a PTR Radio billboard. Maybe we go old school.
We have never talked about a PTR Radio billboard until you brought this up, or until I brought this up, and you're like, well, where's PTR's billboard? It's, you're checked in clear yet.
Yeah.
So, this is not buying a banner on a rotation on Google or something like that. I know how much you paid, and I told you how much you paid. I'm not going to say how much you paid.
It was a lot.
That YouTube money is not rolling in.
Well, what about a digital billboard?
No, this is not. Well, a digital billboard is different because I did see like Father's Day billboards that you could do for like $40 for a rotation for one day on Father's Day. So a digital billboard, sure. Now comes the question. There actually, the question because there's only one. Now comes the list of questions. One, are we prepared for that kind of potential influx of listeners?
Well,
two,
Mike, we've been training for 15 years.
Do you really want to? No. Two, do you really want to be that well known in your area?
Aren't I? Aren't I already?
All right, because here's a state employee that is on the billboard doing his radio show, and he's talking about stuff. And well, he's a state employee. Does he represent the state? Yeah, I'm just saying.
I didn't say.
Looking out for you here.
I didn't say it was a billboard in Springfield.
Okay. You're putting a billboard in Jersey?
No, I can't.
With my damn face on it?
We can't afford Jersey, Mike. What are you kidding me?
Okay.
We can't afford Jersey.
Where are you planning on putting this billboard?
Well,
at this point, we might be able to put it on the Hoover Dam on the water side because that lake water level's dropping quite a bit.
Well, where would we like to put it? Because there's billboards all over the country, so we could. Okay. I tell you what, we could split
how
the
much
difference.
Are you talking? What is the budget here? What budget are you looking at?
The smaller the town, the cheaper the billboard. So
they got some little like roadside gas station thing in the middle of nowhere that's on the main route to Vegas.
How would you like to put a billboard in Newark?
Newark.
Newark.
Newark, New Jersey.
Ohio.
Okay. I was going to say. Newark, New Jersey might get me killed. Newark, Ohio, okay. They don't pronounce it Newark. They pronounce it Newark. Ark.
Or hold on.
Newark.
I know. Everybody wants to go in southern Chillicothe, right? I mean, that's the epicenter of cool. That's what I hear. You know, about an hour east of Cincinnati.
Can I pay you in Bitcoin for it?
Or we could go
Maybe.
We could go. Actually, we could do. There is.
Hold on. Kit Kat Ranch. Isn't that where? Oh no, I'm thinking the Bunny Ranch. I'm sorry. Where the Kit Kat Ranch? Is that like the Bunny Ranch?
No idea.
What's the Kit Kat Ranch? Is it? They got ladies there that do stuff if you give them money. Kind of ladies. Is that kind of ranch? Mama Blair wrote this in. I got to be careful about how I say it. It is that kind of ranch. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, New Jersey's expensive, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
We can't afford New Jersey. Pleasantville, New Jersey. The Black Horse Pike at Route 9. $1,000 for 2 weeks.
Pleasantville, okay, Black Horse Pike in Pleasantville, that's down by like Atlantic City.
Yes, it is.
Black Horse Pike but that's like Hicksville kind of thing happening.
Yeah.
Pleasantville is actually closer to Philadelphia than it is Atlantic City.
Yep. So, let's see here. Well, what if we did like, no, I don't want to zoom in. I want to zoom out. Silly Google Maps.
Could we, I'm trying to think. Is there anything in Kansas near a certain
okay, so we got
ascender of hills?
So we got Wichita,
That's
Hutchinson,
close to
Great Bend, and Pittsburgh.
What would be
City.
closest to a Republican broadcaster that we may know out there? Could you imagine he pulls out his driveway and he goes and makes a turn and he sees our faces up there staring down at his ass?
That would be great.
Have you heard of Blip?
Blip. No.
BlipBillboards.com. It's apparently a nationwide digital billboard company.
Yeah.
It starts at $10 a day.
Oh, I like $10 a day. $10 a day, I'm down with. I'm down with $10 a day.
Only need one day.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get 1 million listeners in one day, so that's okay.
We do that. Listen, we do that just to get that YouTube money.
Yeah.
And then the YouTube money gets reinvested, and that's how we grow our empire.
That's
and
right.
And soon, instead of Barstool, it'll be PTR Stool.
That's right. Looks like most of them that are in Illinois are in like Bloomington, Peoria area, which is okay. Or Chicagoland area. But yeah, no. We can look at this and see, and then we can have our friends over at Butterstown Gifts and Creations help with the artwork.
Oh no, they've rebranded. They are just Butterstown Gifts. No
Butterstown
longer
Gifts.
Creations has been dropped. BTG.
So they don't create anything anymore?
Oh no, we create, but
Okay.
just streamlined.
Streamlined. Okay. So, all right. So there we go. We're going to go with because I actually looked at Mountain, the Ryan Reynolds one. Ryan Reynolds opened his own publicity company now.
Of course he did.
For digital advertising. And I looked and I'm like, okay, I'm a small business. I want to promote on the web. I don't have much of a budget. And they said, yeah, the minimum budget we recommend advertising is $10,000. I said, well, thank you very much, but no thank you. I don't have $10,000.
Small college town. So let me tell you about how we used to kind of promote when I was on that other show in small college towns, and by promote meaning Dave would reach out to people he knew that were still in college, and they would just play it in the middle of a bar or whatever. And that brought our listener IQ average down by about 20 points, even though these were college students listening. None of us know anyone that goes to like MIT adjacent. We don't know anybody at the Hampton Institute of Technology. We know people at Southampton Institute of Technology. The sister school.
And not only that, but I think we really need like the divorced dads, group, or the
I think what we need is,
who is,
I don't know, maybe
let's talk about who is our demographic.
We have a demographic.
It's not the young kids. It's not the hip young kids. I don't think we're not the 18 to 25s. I don't think.
Oh, absolutely not, because we don't talk enough about sex, and we don't curse enough.
And we don't talk about going out and just getting effed up every night, and banging all the hoes, and and the cool STDs to get. We don't talk about those.
Speaking like that, one, don't ever speak like that again. Two, speaking like that is proof that 18 to 25 is not our demographic, and if it was, we should just quit right now. Because it's very clear we will never be popular with that demographic.
I wasn't popular with that demographic when I was that demographic.
I think we are more of the early bird special at the Texas Roadhouse.
Okay.
Or the happy hour for the free food at the bar.
Half price apps. We're the half price apps crowd.
Okay, I can go with that as well. If you're talking about the national chain, yes, and I can't read that because, well, it would violate the first rule of.
I don't
Bruno.
even know who that is.
If you have not heard this song, okay, hold on a second. Let's talk. I have not watched this movie. I refuse to watch this movie because this song is enough to make me say I cannot watch this movie. This movie being Encanto. Because Bruno, we don't talk about Bruno. I hear that song on Sirius XM way too much on every damn stream at the same time. It's like the MTV Movie Awards of satellite radio because it's on 17 different streams at the same time. So you just keep flipping, and there it is everywhere you look, everywhere you listen. I don't even know about Bruno. To me, we don't talk about Bruno. What, Bruno, your side piece? What's going on? Why don't you talk about him? Why? Why don't you talk about Bruno? What's wrong with Bruno? Does he have like a third nipple or something? What?
Yeah.
Not a problem I've had because I don't listen to the radio.
Well,
just silly. I pay for a Sirius XM, but I don't listen to it.
Oh my God. Okay, so I was looking. I'm like, okay, certainly there's got to be a quiz that can tell me what demographic I am, or I appeal to.
Oh God.
Well, there's a thing from Business Insider that says, "What does Google know about you?" Google can guess what age you are based upon what you've searched. Okay, not based upon your Gmail information. All right, so it says. So here, I'll give you guys the link, and you guys can go work along with this because I think it's going to be hilarious. What this is.
Oh God.
So you'll see a list of attributes that Google has predicted about you, including your age, gender, and interests. So So here's how the ads are personalized for me. So evidently, Google thinks I am a female who is interested in real estate, apparel, bars and nightclubs, beauty and fitness, boating, books and literature, campers and RVs.
Okay, hold on a sec. Hold on. Before you go any further, I want you to do me a favor. Go like you're going to print this. Because I want to know how many pages.
It doesn't format very well for printing, but that's a lot.
No, it does not.
It's probably
it's
7 pages or so, I would say. But yeah, but the biggest thing is, it says I fall into the category of 65 plus years old.
Mine says I'm 35 to 44.
Well, at least it's accurate.
Mine's correct, 45 to 54. That's a hell of a range, though.
Well, 10 years. That's about right.
Got my language correct, English. Got my gender correct, male. Both. Never mind. But, yeah, the number of things. Okay. I'm just going to pick random items that it thinks I'm interested in. Okay, ready? Adventure games. Okay, yeah. Air conditioners.
A lot of air conditioners.
Audio equipment. Auto racing. Bars, clubs, and nightlife. Beauty and fitness. Cadillac. Cartoons.
Wait, knows you pretty well.
Engineering.
I don't know how it knows that about you.
Comedy films. Condos and townhouses. Construction and power tools. Cycling.
Bike a lot, do you, Mike?
Dogs. Okay, well, okay, so that was a real hard one to guess. Funny pictures and videos. Green living and environmental issues. Hand and body soaps. This is a joke. Household income, high. Oh, really now? Hunting and shooting. Luxury goods. What the fuck? Apparently my wife's been searching on my computer again. Nintendo. Parental status, 3 factors. What does that even mean, people? What does that mean? Can I click on this? And what does it mean? Parents of grade schoolers, parents of teens. I have no... What?
That's okay. Mine said I didn't have any children. So...
South Carolina. Yeah. Tesla Motors. Really? Why? Because Volkswagen.
Mine says I'm interested in Peugeot.
Oh, sensitive ad categories on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, seeing some ads get people triggered, so you can say whether you want to see less alcohol ads, or gambling, or dating ads. Well, actually, I do want to see fewer dating ads because I'm married. I don't need that.
Yeah, and I don't want to see any more weight loss ads.
What's the most ridiculous one of these things that it says I'm supposedly interested in? Of course, yeah, Google's great for their ad. Yeah, guess what? They think I'm interested in every frickin' thing from here to Noah's Ark.
Ah, yes, my interest in rap and hip hop.
My interest in flowers. Now, I think green living and environmental issues probably is look, I'm all about conserving where I can, but
Oh, I
do meet with-
found the silliest one of mine. It thinks I'm married.
How did you get married? But I got it. Oh. All right.
I will tell you why. Because, here we go. Thinks you're single. Because Google is backwards. It thinks Shaggy is single because Shaggy has a ton of search history that includes pornographic material. Colin has none. Therefore, Google thinks he's married.
Well, maybe it thinks I'm single because I looked up this article from the Huffington Post, which I thought was just the title alone. If this isn't a clickbait title, I don't know what is. Here's the title. I got inseminated in a Burger King bathroom just off Route 57.
Did he tell you his name was Humpty Hump?
This is...
Because he once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
This is... This story is ridiculous in the Huffington Post. So...
Hold on. Oh,
yeah.
So this is actually... Oh, my God. This is actually a story.
A real story. This is a real story of a woman who's 34 years old, single, a lesbian, and was desperate to have a child. All right? But she was not able to do it the au natural way. And she, couldn't afford or didn't have the means to go to a bank and receive it that way. So she went late night to a Whopper in Kankakee, Illinois, and was meeting her sperm donor inside the restaurant. Waiting for a paper cup of special sauce.
So, this is one of those articles. If you've ever looked at an article from the Huffington Post, part of the way through, you'll see these large quotes that are in bold in the middle of the normal text of the article. And as I'm scrolling through, here's the line that, if any, maybe this is a psychological test as well, because this is the first line I actually focused on and read, and was like, and that's when I started. What I needed was some free sperm that brought with it no drama, no commitment, and definitely no sex. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this for a second. Or not. Let's please move on.
Now, wait a second. You missed the first sentence of that. Sperm is not a scarce commodity. It's everywhere. I just couldn't get my hands or other parts on any of it.
You are going to the wrong places, according to 90% of the specific 50% of the porn I've ever watched in my lifetime.
But she's a lesbian and didn't want to compromise on our lesbianism, I guess. I don't know. But she didn't want to have penetrative sex.
I have a funny feeling that this is going to be a subreddit, if it's not already.
Oh, probably is.
Lesbians in need of sperm. And I'm not judging, because I understand. I'm all for helping folks achieve the goal of parenthood if that is what they want. And by all for doesn't mean that I am signing up to be a donor. So please, do not email show@ptrradio.com asking for donations of that nature. It won't happen.
No, I'll donate to a lot of causes. That is not one of them. Here's an example of one of her attempts. She writes, the first time I inseminated myself using Drake's sample was on a weekend. Drake and his wife invited me to their home for dinner, wine, and good conversation. I brought a date, not a typical way for lesbians to spend their time when casually dating, but she was game. After dinner, we got down to business. Shortly after, how do you bring a date to? How do you ask a date? Hey, listen.
No.
You want to go on a double date? In the middle, it's going to be a little weird, but you know.
I have to go make a meme. I'm sorry.
And she says, after dinner, we got down to business. Shortly after retiring to a room on the lower level, Drake returned with a coffee cup full of his fresh sample, we'll say. Using my handy little syringe to squirt the valuable fluid right up to my cervix, I inseminated in a room full of windows looking out into the woods. During the night, a deer came to eat corn left outside in the moonlight. It was magical. It's not how I would have described it, as magical. But to each his own. I am not downplaying her experiences. She didn't get pregnant that night, by the way. You know.
There's the iron. Okay, and it's the name that came out that really just.
Okay, Drake. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing him doing with the conversation. Oh wait, no. Okay, yeah. Doing the dad dance with the Cosby sweater on. No. What? No. See. Okay, here's a misconception about all of this, all right? The whole turkey baster thing, yes, most people do have a turkey baster, but the problem is, and just for future reference, ladies, no man, you're not going to get a sperm sample that is enough to need a turkey baster, okay?
Yeah, it's not really.
It is not going to fill a turkey baster. What you want to do is you want to go on Amazon and get yourself 100-pack of pipettes.
Yeah.
And what they are, they look like little mini turkey basters. This way, you get multiple shots out of the same gun.
Yeah. The
next instructional video coming out from Mike
from the PTR series of instructional videos. It's one thing when you're in love and sperm delivery is fun and convenient for everyone, but when you have to drive 2.5 hours each way to get it, and you figure out you're ovulating that morning by taking your temperature and peeing on a stick, it's not a simple process, was another quote from the article. I mean, this is just, they talk about the challenges this woman goes through and everything, and I mean it's just rife with quotes and everything, and I don't belittle her challenge for having kids and the desire to have kids. It's just, boy, it seems like a lot of work to then after you have children have a lot of work. So
and if you're not going to a doctor and having it medically assisted, that's a lot of financial issues with the donor. There's laws to protect everybody if the doctor is involved.
Yeah. So
this kind of ties to something real quick, because we're coming up on the time where we're going to be able to review our movies here, but there was a thread posted in one of the town groups about an animal rescue and TNR, which is trap, neuter, return, to prevent kittens from being born in the wild and reduce the stray cat population and all that. And one woman replies, "I wish there was a no-kill shelter for unwanted babies." And a couple of us commented back talking about animal shelters, and I commented how there was one in town, and ironically, your husband was in politics when you decided to close it, and I meant human. I was talking about human babies. Excuse me. Where are people dropping off human babies that they're being killed? Because I don't think any of us would stand for that.
Yeah.
What in the hell have you been smoking? I know it's legal now in New Jersey, but where did you get what you were smoking? Because goddamn it, I want it.
There's no kill orphanages.
Where? Yeah. So this kind of ties to what Colin was saying. There's a lot. Okay, yes, there's a lot of opportunities, but then there's also the whole, well, why you make it so adopting is almost as hard as gaining citizenship in this country.
It can be worse.
So both processes need to be streamlined. And while you're at it, can we streamline getting real ID?
Yeah.
Because my driver's license is going to need to be renewed in January, and I have to start making an appointment, well, I don't know, now in order to get one in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you.
So that's a question. That's the question I'm putting out there this week to all of the PTR listeners. Have you have you heard of these kill shelters for human babies? And if so, could you please give me your experience with them? Show at ptrradio.com.
Yeah. You know, where's the 14-day kill orphanages at? You know, especially where we're keeping them in cages.
Where are those Facebook posts like this?
Where's Sarah McLachlan singing for them?
So it's funny you say. So I'm watching old clips of this show, Wildin' Out. Right? I don't know if you guys ever watch it. You know, Nick Cannon, and they have this game that they play is called Hood Jeopardy, right? And the question was the sound things that scammers say, and somebody came up and rang in and said, "In the arms of an angel." Yes, the ASPCA is a scam. I'll just keep going like this until you guys tell me to shut up. You know that, right? I've reached that point in my inebriation that...
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah,
so,
you haven't been drinking.
I trust me. I had plenty this weekend. We went to
So did
Benny's.
I mean, it was Father's Day. I mean,
we went to Benny's, and so my wife, we went there because ran out of Smirnoff because we've been doing vodka lemonades, and then my wife, and we also ran out of Absolute Lime vodka, and she saw this bottle of raspberry vodka. Yeah.
What is Benny's? Benny's a liquor store?
Yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
So not only did we get a bottle of the 1.5 of Absolute, but then we also got the 750 of lime, and then she saw raspberry Absolute as well, and she goes, "Ooh, raspberry lemonade sounds good." Yeah, so the raspberry is about half gone now. And then I've been taking a pretty good chunk out of the cider order that I just made. So,
Okay.
And most of it has to do with all my projects because, I measured. We had a California king bed, okay, and I custom made the headboard with built-in end tables for us, and it fit the California king plus about 4 inches. And when I measured that thing for the new bed, I said, okay, it's perfect fit. If anything, maybe I need a 1/4 of an inch extra. Okay, fine, I'll just take some slats off of one of the wardrobes. That'll give me the space. Well, that gave me the space needed for the damn platforms. But the mattresses are even wider. Mm-hmm. I needed like another 6 inches. So I ended up...
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. Never enough. So I ended up taking apart the bomb-proof bed platform, which I never designed to come apart. So taking that apart took a day.
So, and that is where you made the mistake. You didn't over-engineer it, because over-engineering it would assume you have to disassemble.
Well, I ended up with and because of the price of lumber, I disassembled it as meticulously as possible because I knew I wanted to reuse the lumber somewhere. I knew I was going to have another project coming.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I knew
what project? What'd you got?
Well, so, and what I ended up having to do was take her side table off completely. I had to tear off her built-in side table.
Where's her stuff going to go now?
I had to build another one, but this time I built it freestanding. And then I repaneled up where her side table was and built her a new one with actually more organization to it. Rather than just having one big cubby, it had 3 small cubbies that she had baskets that fit perfectly in, so it's got like drawers. I'll take a picture for you. It looks good. And then we could move it so that the beds fit perfectly in there. And now we got the right amount of room. But it was like I needed every single piece of pallet and then some. Luckily, I had like 2 extra pallet boards in my garage that I hadn't used already. So that took 2 days to do. And now I've got to go redo the flooring up in our landing because my wife decided she wanted that ripped up. So now I got to go lay new vinyl tiles for that.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I got to make a water pump box for outside. She got this old water pump, and it don't actually work, but I'm going to plumb it like a fountain and, have a little water feature outside with it.
Okay.
So it won't be cool.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. With that said, it's on to our double feature movie review. A postponement from last week. This week we're hitting two movies, Friendsgiving and The Power Project.
Project Power.
Project Power.
Project Power, yes.
Project Power, Power Pill, whatever you want to call it, Power Pellet. No, that's a Pac-Man thing. So, you know what? Since Colin was not here last time, I am going to let Colin go first, and Colin can even choose which movie he wants to cover first. Well, Colin was here. He was the reason we
did watch the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the cause of the delay. Yes.
So, Colin, which one do you want to do first? Project Power, or do you want to do the Friendsgiving?
Let's do Friendsgiving first.
Friendsgiving. Colin, take it away.
Okay. Friendsgiving. Friendsgiving is one of those. It's a movie of annoying people in Hollywood getting together for Thanksgiving because they don't. The idea of Friendsgiving is instead of families getting together for Thanksgiving, you have friends getting together for Thanksgiving and calling it Friendsgiving, which I guess is a thing. But at least one of the couple is a family with their kids there, so it was kind of family Friendsgiving. I don't know. But anyway, point is, think of all of the lame, annoying people you could think of who might live in Hollywood, and they are all together in this house. That seems to, and lots of them are at least bisexual. I think that's the extent of the thinking of the plot of this movie. It's put annoying people in a house and make the audience watch it for whatever time they wanted to have this movie run for, and then the movie just will end. And that's pretty much what happened. We're watching the movie, and then the movie suddenly was done. And we didn't know why the movie was done, because nothing had happened. It just was done. And we're like, okay. So it's kind of like Seinfeld, and that it was a movie about nothing. And in the end, you just kind of sit there going, I would have preferred watching a Seinfeld because at least I would have had a laugh out of it. It's a classification of a movie that my dad always says, the way this movie was good is that at the end, and it says, and then a bomb hit the building and everybody died. And then you're like, cool, those people are all dead. That's a good ending. But no, the movie just ended. So, yes, yeah, I don't know. I could give you the synopsis of all the different characters, but the synopsis of all the characters is the sum total of the entire plot of the movie. So everything from the mother with the kid who's getting divorced and has a bum who is living with her pretending to have money, to the black couple who apparently are swingers, to her best friend who recently found out that she's a lesbian, and I don't know. That's like I said, synopsis of the characters is the synopsis of the movie because nothing else happens. I don't know. I can't. It's a well done enough movie that I don't care about anybody in it. So I'm circling around giving it a meh, but everybody was just so annoying. I'm gonna give it a belch.
Okay. Mike?
So, I know I say this every time we come across a movie like this, but when Saban Films comes across the screen, I cannot help but think that this is somehow related to the Power Rangers. Does anyone else watch the Kat Dennings rant about Christmas trees being out too soon and be like, I feel you, girl. I feel it. And, of course, she drives a Prius. That's what hipsters who don't want to admit they are hipsters drive. Now, let me just say, so the one, it starts inviting other people over, and I'm going to say that this is bullshit to make plans like this in somebody and not tell the other person that you're changing the plans up. And I'll leave it at that. Mom shows up. Kat Dennings' character is going to be drunk this entire movie. What's your sign? I might have spit my coffee everywhere if she just turned around and goes, stop sign. Not that that's ever happened to me before, because I don't use what you sign. I never use that as a... Now, there's more people here, and I'm starting to think that there is no script for these scenes. This may warrant a new rule, because this improv-type flow kind of movie is really starting to annoy the hell out of me. That being said, any woman who shows up at a party in my house with not one, but 2 bottles of whiskey is 100% my spirit animal and has an open invitation to my house anytime she damn well wants. Does need my wife to sign off on that, though. So one of those bottles may have to change to a bottle of Tito's. Mom invites the ex-boyfriend. Is that the ex-husband? No, ex-boyfriend. Still, either way, not cool. A photo booth at a holiday party and in the middle of the lesbian dating game. Call me stupid. Trying to cook everything. What's the oven on top of the oven that they're not using? They're trying to heat everything up in one oven, but there's 2 ovens. Why are they not using the other oven? What is that oven? Okay. So, Kat Dennings says something here that I swear, if I'm not living my best life if I don't somehow come out with this and say, Finko Fuku Shamumu wearing. But for some reason, I feel like I need to use that phrase in my life. Now they got fairy gay mothers. For the love of Pete. Pete is identifying as a female. Baby latching onto the dude's nip. I've about had my my fill here of gender crossing. Now here's one that I really wish Kenna and some of the other Blair clan were watching during this point. Everyone knows you don't give babies nuts before they are 1. I didn't. Seriously, I didn't know that, and I'm pretty sure that's a reason why half of these kids in this country have peanut allergies now. So thanks for that. Puke to Schnikes, all right? Look, this movie was very similar to Honesty Weekend in terms of how the story flowed and the overall plot line. The difference is you're going to recognize more actors in this movie, obviously, than that one. A lot more. I'm going to give this one a smirk, which is what I gave Honesty Weekend. If you like that movie, if you like this type of movie, you're going to love it. You would rate it higher. But for me, no, smirk.
Yep. All right. As Mike said, this has a lot of parallels to Honesty Weekend. And any of the, I mean, you could also say it's got to Couples Retreat and, you know, all the other ones where you throw a gaggle of characters into a shared situation and chaos ensues. You know, I will say, you know, this one, like Mike said, you have more familiar folks, right? So you've got Abby from the from Two Broke Girls. You've got Jane Seymour in there. You've got Margaret Cho and Wanda Sykes, which really their name on the banner says they should have been bigger characters other than fairy gay mothers. But whatever. You've got just about every type of situation that you could think of in the show too. You've got breaking the fourth wall with the different, gay folks saying, okay, well, this is who, basically doing like a little impromptu video dating, segment thing in there. You've got a lot of comedians in this movie, a lot of smaller time comedians, but comedians nonetheless. And damn it, I knew the guy who played Jeff, Jack Donnelly, from somewhere. And it's not until now that I know where. He was in a Hallmark movie.
Who was Jeff?
Shirtless Jeff.
Oh.
The boyfriend.
Okay.
He was in a movie called A Royal Winter where he played Adrian the Prince. So, yes, I'm like, I know him. And he plays that same kind of charismatic thing before. I will say, I was disappointed in the way that story played out. Quite honestly. I thought Jeff was a nice guy. And really treated like crap in that movie. I mean, he was I don't see where he did anything wrong in that movie, but yet he was dumped on harshly. Yes, the latching on thing was a bit too far, I think. But yeah, no. And the nuts thing, Mike, I have kids and I didn't really know that. So, don't feel too bad about that one. But yeah, seeing Jane Seymour play a slut basically in this movie, that was interesting. It's not her type that she normally plays. So there was a lot of things going on in this movie that were kind of a divergence, but it was a very familiar storyline. So, overall, I think I'm going to give this one a meh, just because it was a little bit slow for my taste. I think they could have sped it up a little bit and gotten it more moving, but all in all, it wasn't terrible. All right, Colin, Power Project.
So yeah. Wait. So what was your rating?
Meh.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And didn't Jane Seymour play a slut in Wedding Crashers?
I don't know. I don't think I watched. It's been a long time since I watched Wedding Crashers. I don't remember.
Wasn't she the mom that tried to? tried to seduce Owen Wilson?
Oh, could be. The problem is I
gotta look it
always
up.
see her rerunning in Prudence films around my house, so Hallmark movies.
Oh, okay.
So that's the problem.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Colin.
Yeah.
Project
I
Power.
was going to say, just to finish off that last one, there was just so much stuff in that movie that was just thrown away and never. I mean, so before I get to this one, can either of you answer this question? Was the photo booth ever used?
Oh,
Or did
yeah.
I miss that?
It was all over.
Yeah.
Okay, I somehow missed the photo
there was-
booth being used.
There was no specific scene about the photo booth that I can recall, but they constantly showed people in the background having their pictures taken in front of the photo booth. And by photo booth, I mean a sheet hung with props that people stood in front of. It wasn't an actual booth.
Okay,
Somebody was actually there.
Must
to
not
take
have been paying
pictures.
attention to the background then. That makes sense. Okay.
Yep.
But it didn't really. I don't know. Anyway.
Mhm.
Yes. Project Power. Jamie Foxx, Joseph Gordon. A lot of people in this thing. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. People who know how to act. People who have been in other superhero movies. This is not a full-on in the theater movies. This is definitely a Netflix movie, done to a budget. Well done as far as that goes. Your standard plot of some company has decided to experiment on people, this time with a pill that unlocks powers that were given by different animals. So kind of like Project Power Rangers, giving people ranger powers. Somebody gets a frog, somebody gets a jellyfish. Some people just blow up, which is always a bad time to take a pill and blow up instead of getting a superhero power for 5 minutes. But the others, they're selling them on the streets like as an illegal drug, but they've in New Orleans. Anyway, it's kind of fun story. Jamie Foxx plays a father who's trying to find his daughter, who's actually the source of whatever it is they're putting in the pills. He was experimented on as standard military person getting experimented on when he was in the military, and somehow the power that he was given then was inherited by his daughter, and then she makes the pills, and fun ensues of people running around New Orleans, in different people in different plot lines until they all get together. I don't know. I'm trying to narrate this as being relatively a boring narration because it's a relatively boring movie. It has some good scenes, some good special effects for a Netflix movie, but doesn't have that much to say. The casting is interesting because you have someone who's supposed to be like a teenager who is about 30 years old. Standard not casting people at their age stuff. Yeah, it's fun. I'll give it a smile. It was fun.
Okay. Mike?
So, full disclosure. For some reason, this has been out on Netflix for a while, but I've been avoiding this movie, and I don't know why. I don't have any specific reason for doing so. But it wasn't a movie I was jumping to go see. One of the first things I noticed is this mofo got a damn alligator chained up in his apartment. And what's the alligator's name? Fafo. What does that mean? F around and find out. He goes to the supermarket now, and I don't know where they're at, but there's a lot of damn cameras in this supermarket. Apparently, people be stealing a lot. And my batteries are low. I'm probably going to lose. Oh, no, wrong batteries. Hold on. No, you'll be able to hear me. Okay. The office at this supermarket was built in the trailer of a truck. And that is pretty damn genius when you think about it. Easy to move your crime syndicate office around. Now they got a scene where they go into a vet's office to get medication. And that is an old gangster trick that I have read about, that you go to a vet's office to get medical supplies or attention because vets are not required to report gunshot wounds to the police. Free tip to go along with the artificial insemination tip from your Uncle Mike. Now, I know I'm still trying to figure out if Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are actually on the same side here and just don't know it yet. I think they are, but I think they're enemies right now. And then we get to a point where we know they're on the same side. They're both trying to do the same thing. And this is where the movie is going. I thought the movie was going to go from good to great, but it really didn't. I don't have a whole lot of notes on this one because I was actually watching this while I was doing other stuff. But I don't think there would have been a lot of notes anyway because I was actually enjoying this movie. I don't think this is something you should go out of your way to watch. This is something if all of your regular shows are on hiatus and there's nothing else for you to watch, give this one a go. I'm with Colin. I'm giving this one a smile.
All right. So, like Mike, this had been on my radar for a long time. I hadn't watched it, and I'm not exactly sure why. But I was looking forward to it when it finally came up. And so, then get into watching it, and I'm like, okay, why isn't there a Marvel or a DC intro to this? Because it sure seems like it would have been one of those types of movies. But it's not. It's kind of like that, maybe it was Super 8. I don't know what the other show that we watched, which was, kind of the same thing, right? People with superpowers that were getting, picked on or whatever. This one, it's a pretty good movie. So we get this cop who gets kicked out of the force because he ended up using a pill during a bust, but that's still against the rules. And then we find out the history, as Mike said, about the pills and that they're really a government, thing, and that they're being tested on people. And so, yeah, you find this thread with Jamie Foxx and, going to find his daughter and working his way up the supply chain. And I thought, actually, Jamie Foxx, Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a really good job in this. Demeek Fishback did a good job in acting and portraying. It's one of those kind of like, when you've watched all your Marvel series and you're all caught up on all the movies and everything, but you still got that little itch for a superhero movie, this is a pretty good one to watch, right? This is one of those, it's a darker superhero type movie that's not your typical fare. It is a Netflix original film, so it's not like it's going to be, everywhere out there. It's going to kind of keep your attention, and it shows you that there's, downsides to having the power and everything else. So, I mean, I would, if you were, big into the Old Guard or Bright or, stuff like that, I think this is going to be along those same lines for you, and you're going to like it. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one a smile just because it was different. It was interesting. I was entertained by it. It kept my attention. I wasn't staring off into my phone. And, for these movies, sometimes it's a difficult thing to pull off. So I would say, yes, if you've got some time, watch this. But it's definitely not better than a Marvel movie. But if you've used all those up, this is a great way to go.
Yep. I think what could have made this movie better, I mean, we all gave it a smile. We all liked it. But what could have made it great is if it actually had, if the allegory had worked better. As it was, I mean, they're trying to use the idea of illegal drug dealers and stuff, but it never really connected to actually having any deeper meaning to it. So it was a bit of fluff. It was a smile. It was
yeah, and Shag, I think you were comparing it to Code 8. Was that the one with the Amell brothers? Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were also, I also felt like there was a little bit of the storyline that kind of went along with The Gifted, the TV show, where there was like a syndicate that was trying to exploit the powers. But yeah, I kind of agree with Colin that it's like it took the easy way out by going with the drug dealer route versus the drug dealer / arms trade kind of. It seemed like it.
Well, what the twist they could have had at the end, which might have made it more interesting, is if the daughter had ended up actually being the one in charge.
Yeah, I mean, they could have.
There's something at the end, some twist. But yeah, there was no twist, and I don't need a Shyamalan twist, but I need something.
Yeah,
perhaps.
So, all right, time to pick two movies for the next show. So, what do we got, Mike?
Okay, so we've got 3 that are on the Real Movies tab.
Okay.
If we want to do those, and we've got 52 on the candidates. So if you want to just go 1 to 55, and I'll slot in the other 3 at the end there.
16.
16. Oh, interesting. This one I know is available because I just added it today. This is on Amazon Prime. It's a movie called I Think We're Alone Now, starring Elle Fanning and Peter Dinklage.
Interesting.
This it's an post-apocalyptic type movie. But this may surprise us. It may have. I wasn't sure if this was supposed to go on the Real Movies tab or not. There was a blank line on the candidates tab. I said, I'll fill in there. Okay.
All right. And the next one is 43.
43. This is on Netflix. Is it still available? This title is currently not available in your country. This was one called Battle Drone.
All right. Let's try 30.
Well, hold on. Let me just look real quick and see. I'll search to see if it's actually there or not. Maybe the link was bad. No, not available. Okay.
All right. Let's try 36.
All right. Somehow the numbers got messed up, and well, try up or down.
Down.
Down. Okay. Uh-oh. That might not be available. Maybe we're gonna.
Well, then we'll go with up.
See. Hold on. Let me just look. Hold on. No, it's there. I think this is it. So the suggestion sheet says it's Old Goats is the title. Old guys make the most of their later years. Now, the link doesn't seem to be working, but when I searched Old Goats, I found it. So, Shaggy, I'm going to lean on you to see, is this the one you were talking about? And if it is, I'll just copy the link.
I have no idea.
Let me see. All right, I'm just going to paste out the link and say that this is
hilarious and heartfelt story of
the right
trio of spirited senior citizens on the quest to make the most of their sunset years.
Gotta be it.
Okay, sure, why not? We'll do it.
Oh, the trailer shows a guy sitting there, an old guy sitting on a bunk eating a donut.
Yep. What the hell?
I'm all about it. Okay.
All right. It's
sure.
It's gonna get some. That'll be interesting. So.
Might be one that none of us put in there, and we'll find out.
All right.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yep.
Now the only question is, looking at the calendar, 2 weeks from now is 4th of July. We're obviously not going to do the show then.
Yeah.
No.
So we can either say we're going to do it on the 5th, or we can skip and go to the 11th. What do you guys? You want to stick on Monday, or you want to go Tuesday?
I'm okay with doing it on the 5th.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So we're doing it on the 5th. So, folks, you'll hear from us next on July 5th. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. Don't forget to check out our website, ptrradio.com. Check out all of our social media accounts at PTR Radio on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the other fun stuff. As always, don't forget to tell your friends about the show. That's the only way that we grow. If you want us to be on a billboard in your area, tell us where you're listening from. And tell us what you think should be on that billboard. What would get your attention? All right, you can should. So let us know. Should we advertise? Where should we advertise? How should we advertise? What should be on there? What would get your attention? We're curious to know. We want to grow the show, obviously, as always, but we want you to be a part of it. And, because that's just how we are. We give. We're givers, So, but, yes, we'll be back on July 5th. So just after all the fireworks scare the dogs and the veterans and everything else, we'll be there. Don't forget, folks, be courteous of those around you. And don't be stupid. Come back to us with all 10 of your fingers and toes and enjoy yourself and celebrate America, but, don't be dumb. Don't be stupid. So, all right, with that said, I think that's it for us. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
Hi, I'm Mike the 8 Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.